Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back once again. You know it is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. Yes, I'm doing another video today because I seen something about the NVIDIA app that everybody's putting out there, that the NVIDIA overlay on their new app and the game filters and the photo mode are causing issues. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what I got cooking. Right here, I got it all set up for you guys. I know you're wondering what's going on about it. I know there's a few videos out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and get the big cursor right here where you got the NVIDIA overlay and then the game filtering and photo mode. It seems if you turn it on, you lose FPS. That's what they're claiming. So what we're going to investigate is we're going to leave it off. Okay, we're going to leave it right here on this screen. And what we're going to do is we got an overlay for the game to measure it. And we'll take a snapshot of it. So this way we can do our diligence and see if it makes a difference. So let me go ahead and put things where they need to be. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the first descendant. This one's got the easy anti-cheat on it. And from what I've seen, that Windows is claiming that they're having issues with the anti-cheat. I want to see if the game is going to crap out on me or not. See what's going to happen. So I'm taking you guys along with me and see if it does anything crazy, which I'm noticing that my OBS is glitching. Shouldn't be. It wasn't before, but now it is. So, let's see. Let's press start. And let's kill the sound. There we go. Because you know how YouTube is, you got to kill the sound. If you don't, they'll flag you for copyright issues. It's every little thing you do is a copyright issue to them. So, we'll hit ESC to skip, hopefully. Nope, ESC button don't work. So, we just got to go through it and see what's going on. Let me hit F10. I'll bring up the overlay, so that way we can see on the overlay itself. And hit page up, hit page down. There. Now we got everything working. I am testing this out because I want to see if it's going to make a difference. I want to see if the frame time is going to be different. I want to see if what is going on with the difference, because what's going to happen is I'm going to test it out first with it off, and then I'm going to test it with it on. And you guys, I'm taking you along with me, so you'll have to follow along through. Here, let me close out the phone. Put that over there. And also, too, make sure this is 49 cents. Gatorade. Make sure you guys get your Gatorade. Oh, my nose is still plugged up. Oh my God. I had to switch a lot of things around to put you guys on this screen to see what's going on. And yes, I know my overlay's got a black background is because some people were telling me they couldn't see everything. So it's either one or the other. You either want to see the game or you want to see the overlay. So what we're going to do is, I know I made the overlay big, but, you know, I have to go by my eyeballs too, what I can see. So setting idle right here, we're sitting at 77 FPS in real time. We're sitting at an average of 149 FPS, and we haven't done anything yet. So the low frame times, let me get this adjusted. Okay. There. Now it's readjusting. So, let me hit F10 again. Let me hit the ESC key. I'll just click him because you guys always like me to click him. So we'll click him. We'll hold the button. And then we'll hit the F10 again. It seems like the FPS is all over the place today. Wow. But we haven't configured the display settings or anything else, so I don't know what settings I had it set at last. So we'll just have to go with what I have until I can get to the display settings. And then I can turn everything right. I want to make everything right at normal. I don't want to put any DLSS 3 or any frame gen or anything else. I just want to let it run at its basic setting, its native setting, and I think that'll give me a better response than anything. So, but I guess they did the update and it fixed the anti-cheat, because I was thinking that the anti-cheat was going to take and screw things up. So let's hit the F10 key. Let's see if we can hit the ESC key. Now we can go into the options and let's turn DLSS off. Let's make sure VSync's off. Let's turn frame generation. Oh, NVIDIA's got its own frame generation. That's good to know. So let's turn off reflex. Unlimited max frame rates. FSR is off. Rate reconstruction could be, let's turn this off. Okay, so we're just going for native. And we are going to sit at cinematic. So let's turn off anti-analyzing, or let's keep it on low. I don't like running that. Shadows is fine. Global illumination, we can leave it on ultra. Shadows on ultra. Post-processing on ultra. The reflections, everything, we'll just leave it there. Motion blur will turn off. We'll leave everything else on ultra. And we'll leave this cinematic. So it looks good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take an F10 and see what we get. Wow. They improved the game a lot. Wow. Yes, I know you're seeing it at 61, 62 FPS. So looks like we got a 62 FPS with the frame time 1% lows at 52, 53, and we make sure this is right. Yeah, it looks correct. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to take a snapshot like this. And I'll catch it better. Like this. Okay. Don't worry, if you guys want a picture, I'll send it to you. So now we got the snapshot. What we'll do is hit F10, hit the ESC key, exit game, confirm. What we're going to do is we're going to switch over the NVIDIA settings. So we're here at the NVIDIA settings. Right here is the NVIDIA overlay. Okay, so we're going to turn on the game filter and photo mode, which is now on. This way you guys can see me doing it actually on the PC, so you know there's no trickery or anything else. You know, we're doing it precisely right in front of you, so that way you can see there's nothing we're doing that's misinformation. So let's go ahead and go back to the screen and hit play again. So what we're doing is we're going to launch the game. Let's see. Couldn't start the game. Close the game. Huh. Interesting. I think it might be that anti-cheat. Wow. Show details. Let's see what it is. Wow. Wow. If I'm reading that right, then anti-cheat is causing a code error. So I guess we can't play that game. So we're going to have to start the test all over again. If it doesn't work this time, I think what that is yeah, that anti-cheat. So we can do this. We can take in close and exit Steam. So what I'm doing is I'm exiting Steam and then relogging back in to see if it'll allow it. Let's see. Close this. Let's go to the library. Steam's got to do something about that because that's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to go this far. You know. Huh. Let's see. I got Throne and Liberty. Lost Light Forever Winter Demo. Pinball. Nope, it doesn't got anything for First Descendant. So let's go back and see if we can do it. Y'all have to be patient. This is the things we go through with the gaming. And hopefully it goes through. So that's what I'm looking for to see if it's going to go through. Waiting for the game. That sounds like it's Steam. If it's waiting for the game. Oh, yay. Lucky us, it went through. Overlay kicked in, as we can see. Let's keep going. Now, if the overlay was pulling this crap, guys, I think that would be the issue, is the overlay, the photo and the game filters could be doing that crap. So that could be the cause. That's what it's coming down to. Make sure you got your drink and snacks. I do. And you always wonder why I got to hit these buttons to get this to work. Is because when you turn on the overlay for MSI Afterburner, what happens is that it doesn't enable the frame time for 1% lows and the zero 0.1% lows, you have to enable it. So that's the way I set it up. So this way I just hit one button, it enables it. And if I take, if I want to turn it off, I just hit one button, I can turn it off. So I made it pretty cool. So let me see if I hit the down and hit the up, let it rebalance. I don't see, I'm not seeing much of an issue. Huh. Because I'm looking. Because I took the screenshot anyway. I got it right here. I'll show you guys in a moment. Oh, back itches. Okay. We'll click him. We'll click right here and hold the button. We'll do this again. See, because basically, in order for you to see the difference, what I have to do is I have to shut everything off, then turn everything back on, to go from one spot to the next. So I turned off the overlay completely, and I turned on the overlay completely. So basically, we see what it is, doing it on and doing it off. And from what I'm seeing, it doesn't seem to be a problem. So, I don't know. This has got me puzzled. People are claiming that they're losing FPS because of the overlay. I want to see why. And I'll make sure I'm taking you guys from point A to point B to show you that, is it really causing a loss or is it not? That's going to be the question. Okay. We reset everything. And remind you, the display settings are the same. So let's turn this off. Let's hit the ESC key. Let's go to the options. Wow. And it automatically turned it back to the way it was. That was surprising. Okay, let's turn this off. Let's turn this off. Let's turn reflex off. Let's set this to cinematic. Off, 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 off. Turn anti-aliasing to low. And turn motion blur off. Okay. So we are good. Now, ESC key. Let's hit the F10 key. Let's everything balance. And let's see what we get. Okay, same position. Same position. Looking all the way around. Okay. So, now looking at this, there's maybe on the real time 2 FPS difference. So I guess it is correct, maybe a 1 FPS, maybe. But the 0.1% lows are a little bit higher than. Okay, I'm just going to take a pic of this. Here, I'm just going to take a pic of this. And that way we can take a look on the main screen and see the difference between the two. I'm looking at this, and it's really hard to say. See, because truthfully, it's really hard to say. Going back into the same position. This is why. Oh. Let me hit the win key. Okay, bring you guys back. Okay. I'm going to pop up on the screen the 2 screenshots I took, so that way you can see the difference between the two. Alrighty, I saved you the benchmarks. Let me move this over here so you can hear me very well. Alright, looking right here, it says 63 FPS. I know you can't read it very clearly. I tried to take the best screenshot I could. The real time was 63. This is overlays off. And we got a frame rate average of 63. We got a 1% low of 59 and a 0.1% low of 31. Now looking at the overlay on, from the NVIDIA app, it looked like it only went down 2 FPS. So, got a 61 FPS on real time, got a 61 FPS on average, got a 57 from a 59 on 1% lows, but the 0.1% lows are a little bit different. Looks like it went from 31 FPS to 44 FPS, and if we get their calculator out so that way you guys see everything precisely, because I know how you are, we go to 44 and we do the minus the 31. So there was a 13 FPS increase going on the 0.1 lows, going from overlay off to overlay on. So you lose 2 FPS. You lose 2 FPS up here. You gain 13 down here. So, and as far as I was seeing, the frame time milliseconds, get that out of the way, frame time milliseconds, 15.6, 15.7. So I'm not really seeing, I'm not really seeing, but maybe a 2.5, 3 watt difference looking up here. The GPU wattage percentage went from 83 to 80. The voltage still the same. The VRAM usage, that was 5828, and this is 5910. So let's look at that. So let's clear this out. We got 5910. I know this is not making much sense to everybody, but let's see. 5828 equals. So there's VRAM usage was 82 megabytes difference between the two. Okay, as far as the core, the CPU core, no difference, other than it dropped from 52% down to 46, 77 watts to 74. A little bit of a difference. I'm not worried about the AIO pump or the voltage limiter. But everything else, let's see, that was 19,293 or 793. A little bit of an FPS, a little bit of a RAM usage climb. Not much. But truthfully, let me get that out of here. Let me go back to the main screen. Truthfully, guys, really, you're going to sit there and complain about a couple FPS. I know it might make the difference in the world to some people, but this is at 1080p. This, I completely shut everything off, ran it native, so you guys can see what it was running, and it was running at 61 to 63 FPS. But it was fluctuating up and down when I did, and I moved my camera view all the way around. So, but putting it in the same position both of them were in, exactly where my camera view was, I could only see a 2 FPS difference. But you gain FPS on the 1% lows, 12, 13 FPS. I'd rather gain on the 0.1% lows. At least that's better than nothing, than worried about a 2 FPS drop. But frame time was almost the same. Maybe 1 millisecond difference. 0.1 milliseconds. I can't see it. I cannot see where, this is going to be an issue. It could be a bug, yes. It could be a bug on the NVIDIA app. NVIDIA is going to have to look into it. But from me just testing this right here, that was good enough for me, and that's all I needed to see. Is it going to be to where it's going to, take my FPS and lower it more than 2 to 3 FPS? No. Is it something I need to worry about? No. Is it overlay something I need to use? Not really. I don't need to use it. It's good to have it there when you want it, but I've been running it all this time with it off. I just never noticed it, truthfully. But we tested it with it on, we tested it with it off. And my conclusion to that was, I don't think I'm going to take and jump all over China just because of a 2 FPS difference. It's nothing to worry about, really. Especially if you're moving around in the games, and you have to understand that too. Let me put this back over here. If you're moving around in the games, you're really going to not notice, my bad. You're really not going to notice that FPS difference anyway. I mean, if your camera view is moving all around and stuff like that, you're not going to notice it. Especially if it's like 2 to 3 FPS, you're really not going to notice. But if it's like 12 to 13 FPS, then you got a problem. But I didn't notice it. It wasn't a big deal, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm going to tell you the same, don't worry about it. It's not a really big deal. Unless you want to make it a big deal, then that's up to you. You can make it as big as you want. You can leave your comment down below and tell me how big of a deal you're going to make of this. So, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I just was watching some of the reviewers, and they put that out there and said, oh my God, NVIDIA's got a problem with their NVIDIA app. Well, I hate to tell you, you good time reviewers over there, there's something I'm going to tell you. You might have checked out NVIDIA and seen if their app is giving a problem, but you didn't check out AMD yet. Because I can tell you, it's going to be about the same crap. And they got bugs and issues over their overlays. So, yeah. Not NVIDIA, AMD too. NVIDIA's not the only one. I've seen it. I've seen it on that 7800 XT build I did. Did an overlay. And I've seen the FPS difference. I didn't really think much of it because I really didn't think it was a big deal. But I guess everybody's making a big deal about it. Let's make it even a bigger deal since you made it to the end of the video, and hit that subscribe button and hit the like button and make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when I post the next video. Until the next time in the next video. You know it is, and we'll see you on the next one.